What is a pre-cruise extension with Viking Cruises like in Oxford, England? We are going to share our experience, which included a tour of the Oxford University area, Blenheim Palace, Highclere Castle, where Downton Abbey was filmed, and the village of Bampton, England, where the village scenes of Downton Abbey were filmed.
We are Next Act Cruising. I'm Bob.
And I'm Sarah.
On this channel, we share information to help you plan your next cruise. Now, let's get started telling you about what we experienced with this pre-cruise extension.
When we booked the cruise, this extension was called Great Homes, Gardens, and Gin. We wanted to take this extension because we really wanted to see Highclere Castle. Sometime after we booked, the Gin portion was dropped, and we were informed of that. Looking at the Viking website now, they seem to call this extension Oxford and Highclere Castle. We just wanted to give you that little bit of explanation so you weren't confused about which extension this was. To make it simple going forward, we're just going to call it the Oxford extension.
In our embarkation video, we described how Viking provided us with our transportation from the London Heathrow Airport all the way to Oxford. We arrived around 10 or 10:30 in the morning at our hotel in Oxford, which was the old Parsonage Hotel.
The old Parsonage Hotel was a boutique hotel and restaurant in an historic building. It is a 5-star hotel and recently received its first Michelin key, which is also a first for Oxford. The service was excellent and they did everything they could to make our stay comfortable.
Let's give you a quick tour of our room.
Welcome to Oxford, England. Bob and I are beginning our pre-cruise extension in Oxford, England and the area. Coming in the door of our room, we have our bathroom, walk-in shower with rain shower, waterhead and a wand, and all the other important attributes of a bathroom. It is smaller, but remember this is an old parsonage and they've rehabbed it into a hotel. We're going to come around the corner here and we got a ton of luggage filling up the room, but I'll show you over here first. There is a little kind of mini bar area with coffee, tea, snacks, a mini fridge, all kinds of good stuff there, and some area to hang clothes. We're only here 2 nights, so I think we will just be putting our coats in there and just living out of our suitcase. Or I should say suitcases. We have a bench there, which would be nice to put our main suitcases on. I also love having a little side table with chairs to sit on so we have some place to relax. And a desk. Very nice. And I already have our adapter plugged in and all of the chargers going. We're in desperate need of charging when we got into our room. Outside of our room is a tiny little terrace where if the weather was just a little bit nicer, we could take a glass of wine and sit out there and enjoy it in private. Let me just give you a quick panoramic review of the room. Desk, sitting area, bed with bedside tables, bench at the end of the bed. We could put our luggage on it, and some other luggage sitting around. And that's where the bathroom is at. We can control our own temperature control in here. It will be a nice little stay here for 3 nights. On our arrival, we received detailed instructions from our Viking host as to what our schedule would be, places to eat in Oxford, and also sites that we might want to see on our own if we had time. Our group size for this extension was 14 people.
On the arrival day in Oxford, we were on our own. We spent this time walking around. Our hotel in Oxford was well located. To be able to walk to the historic parts of Oxford or to the local restaurants and pubs, we ended up going to the historic Turf Tavern for lunch. After that, we went back to the hotel and took some rest to help recover from our overseas flight.
The second day, we started our touring with Blenheim Palace. This land was granted to the first Duke of Marlborough, John Churchill, by Queen Anne for his service to the crown as an excellent military leader in several successful battles, and for his victory at Blenheim, for which the palace is named.
Winston Churchill's family, although they were not directly in line as descendants of the Duke, they were related. And Winston Churchill was actually born at Blenheim Palace. His parents were attending a party that evening, and according to our guide, there was a lot of vigorous dancing by Winston's mother, and then, overnight, Winston was born at the palace.
Our visit at Blenheim included a guided tour of the palace, a visit to the roof to see the reconstruction going on there. Our guide said that this reconstruction effort involved £2 million, and that's money, not weight, of scaffolding. So they're taking advantage of that, and visitors can go up on the scaffolding, and we were able to see the work that is being done on the roof of the palace.
And it was very fascinating. In the basement of the palace, there was a display area dedicated to Winston Churchill, because Winston loved to go to the palace, and he spent quite a bit of time there. And there was also a display to show how the kitchen might have looked in the old grand days, reminding us of what we are watching and how things would have been during the Downton Abbey era and other period productions.
Because it happened to be Ash Wednesday, our host made a change of plans for us so that we would be able to attend a special Ash Wednesday service. More about that in a minute, but that necessitated that we skip our lunch and fast forward into our walking tour of Oxford University.
Oxford has such a long and rich history, and we won't go into all that today, but suffice it to say, our guide did a wonderful job walking us around Oxford, showing us the old historical sites and giving us a good thumbnail overview of the history of Oxford and describing how the entire college system of Oxford works.
At 3 p.m., we went to Merton's College Chapel. The college's choral group performed gorgeous music in this 13th century chapel.
This was a memorable touring day, although it was quite demanding, involving a lot of walking and standing while being outside in some blustery, chilly weather. We were quite glad to get back to the hotel for a wonderful meal of rabbit pie and fish pie, and to get a well-deserved rest that evening.
The second day, we were up and out early to head to Highclere Castle. Everyone was so excited to be able to see this filming venue of one of their favorite shows, Downton Abbey.
We had a marvelous guided tour of the castle. The guide not only described the history of the castle through the ages, but how different areas of the castle were used for the filming of Downton Abbey.
It was time for lunch then, and our guide had arranged for us to have a lunch at the nearby Jack Russel Inn. We could have either fish and chips or shepherd's pie, two quintessential English meals, and it was all delicious.
For our afternoon event, we next proceeded to Bampton, England. This picturesque village is the setting for the Downton Village. We walked around the village while our guide pointed out where various parts of the village were filmed for Downton Abbey. And finally, we went inside the actual church where all the Downton Abbey marriages took place.
After that, we were back to the old Parsonage Hotel, where many from our group met for drinks, a light supper, and lots of conversation.
This brought an end to our guided touring portion of this extension. Please see our video on embarkation from Tilbury so you get a full flavor of how we went from extension to embarkation.
Let's just have a few words here on mobility and accessibility. This extension did involve tours with extensive walking and standing, walking on uneven surfaces and cobblestones, and walking up and down steps, and getting on and off the bus. In our opinion, this extension might not be suitable if you have mobility issues, such that doing the above described activities would be difficult. I did take my walking stick on both days because I knew there would be a lot of walking and standing, and it was tiring, but I am still able to do that, and I just would caution anybody with great difficulties in those areas from doing this type of extension.
In this video, we've tried to show you what the Oxford and Highclere extension was like for us. Please keep in mind that the itineraries for these extensions can change from year to year. Before you book, always make sure that you read carefully what is included in the extension and what the current itinerary actually is. And take notice of any changes in the itinerary after you book.
We hope this video is helpful to you if you are looking at booking this type of extension with Viking Cruises. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up, and you can also share it with a fellow traveler. And if you like, you can also subscribe to this channel to follow our travel and cruising information and adventures.
Until next time, we say, bon voyage!